President Trump making headlines, meeting with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Let's bring in Harvard Law Professor Emeritus Alan Dershowitz. Alan, it's great to see you again. Let's talk first. The president made headlines. No nuclear weapon for Iran. Israel's leader, Benjamin Netanyahu, said that Biden put daylight between the U.S. and Israel, and that created more danger for the region. Can you take on those two issues right now?
Sure. It was a pleasure to see two of my oldest friends together. I've known Bibi since 1970, and I've known Donald Trump for a long time. These are two strong leaders who together can really help bring about peace in the Middle East. It was thrilling for me to hear from the President of the United States that Iran will not under any circumstances develop nuclear weapons. Look, Barack Obama told me the same thing, but he broke his promise. He had me in the Oval Office and he made me that promise, and he didn't carry it out. I am confident that President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu together will prevent Iran from developing nuclear weapons. And I think the prospects for a real peace in the Middle East, including Saudi Arabia, increase when Israel and the United States work together. Netanyahu is 100% correct. As soon as they saw daylight, as soon as Hamas saw daylight between the Biden administration and Israel, they took advantage of it. And they didn't send the hostages back. And they delayed the ceasefire. And that doesn't come from me. That comes from former Secretary of State Blinken, who said the same thing. So I think today was a great day for peace, a great day for a great day for Israel.
Yeah, President Trump saying that basically Joe Biden helped Iran get its hands on more oil money, selling oil, basically blowing through the U.S. sanctions there. That Iran was broke, he said when he left. There was no money for Hamas or Hezbollah. There was no Russia-Ukraine war. And so there's that. And then we have now the news coming in. President Trump stopped U.S. involvement with the UN Human Rights Council and defunded the UN aid unit, UNRWA. Some of its staffers accused of funding terrorists, including the 10/7 terror attack on Israel by Hamas.
Well, of course, no decent person should be funding the UN Council on Human Wrongs. It's like funding the Ku Klux Klan. Have countries like Iran running the council. They condemn only Israel and the United States. They never, ever condemn the countries that commit genocide. So I'm very happy that the United States is getting out of the UN Council on Human Rights. UNRWA is the cause of the problem.
Yeah, they've been accused. Yeah, they've been accused of whitewashing human rights abusers for years, including nations like UNRWA, and the UN Human Rights Council, including nations like Iran. I mean, so when you look at this, the president was also talking about relocating people out of Gaza. Now, the media is not going to cover this. We're getting information from D.C. sources that Trump is absolutely correct. Gaza is filled with landmines, booby traps, IEDs. It is extremely dangerous. Now the headlines are going to be Trump wants to rip people in Gaza away from their homes. That's not what's going on. He's saying it's unsafe to live there. He wants to relocate them to places like Egypt or Jordan. So this is, to your point, this is the president being a leader, a president showing leadership, where people in D.C. have said to the Evening Edit, they have felt they have been zero leadership in the Middle East for years under Biden.
No, you're 100% right. Look, this shows great imagination. If possibly, I don't know if it's possible, Gaza could be cleared for 2 years. All the tunnels can be dismantled. Buildings could be built. Gaza could become Singapore on the Mediterranean. It could have been that when Israel left it in 2005 and Hamas took it over and turned it into an open-air prison. People call it an open-air prison as if Israel had something to do with it. It's Hamas who has to do it. If you could start from scratch and get the people, even temporarily, out of Gaza, rebuild it from scratch, no tunnels, no rockets, and only people let back who are not terrorists, who are not members of Hamas, that could be a game changer in the Middle East, and maybe it could be the establishment of a peaceful Palestinian. So it would be a good thing for the Palestinian people.
It's really thinking outside of the box here. Thank you, Alan Dershowitz, for being with us again. It's good to see you.